talking about the establishment of State Bank. Comrades, EFF in many municipalities removed corrupt mayors, corrupt municipal managers. EFF in municipalities removed and opened cases against councillors of the ANC who were selling the land to our people. They got arrested. Some of them even got fired because of the efforts of the EFF. Why am I saying this? We are not just talking about fighting corruption. We are practically, physically, on the ground, fighting against corruption. We identify corrupt elements, we isolate them, and we make sure that they get exposed. Only the EFF SRCs give a meal per day to poor students where the EFF is leading. The EFF makes sure that it prioritizes sanitary towels in campuses where we lead SRCs. Why? We don't talk about things we don't do. In the EFF, in the past 9 years, we never made promises. We made commitments, and when given an opportunity to lead, we fulfill those commitments. Comrades, the EFF is the only organization that fights every beginning of the year to make sure that the children of the poor are registered at the universities, at TVET colleges, free of charge if they don't have money. We don't just talk about, hey, register for free. When we say these kids are going to register and the management refuses, we kick the doors. We don't open the doors. We kick the doors for the poor masses of our people who are deserving of free education. No one will ever say that there is any other party that has successfully fought and registered a lot of students in South Africa than the EFF, because we believe in the future. That's why we are obsessed with making sure that the youth of South Africa get education. In the EFF, a corrupt councillor who takes bribes from ANC-connected entrepreneurs will never see the light of the day. When corruption is brought to our attention against our own members, we act against our own, because we believe that we cannot deal with others if we can't cleanse ourselves from corrupt elements in the EFF. So if you are still thinking of being corrupt in the EFF, just leave that thing. It's not going to help you, because we are going to deal with you decisively in the EFF. Comrades, in Johannesburg, the EFF bought a building and built itself a head office that is named after �Winnie Madikizela Mandela. There is no any other party that has achieved that in 9 years. The ANC, when it came back, it was donated Shell House, and they called their head office with the name of a monopoly capital company. Shell House, after Shell. And that called themselves revolutionaries. Our office is not Shell House, it's not Total, it's not BP, it's �Winnie Madikizela Mandela head office. We didn't only do that for �Winnie. We named the biggest street from Johannesburg to Four Ways after Winnie Mandela. The ANC came into power after they removed Mashaba. They've never implemented the renaming of William Nicol after Winnie Mandela, yet there is a resolution that says that street must be named Winnie Mandela. Imagine a 9-year-old, I remove Alina la William Nicol. Useless names like that. It took a 9-year-old organization. Now it's not being implemented. What does it mean? It's waiting for the EFF to take over Johannesburg so that we can physically, practically rename that street. We named a municipality in the Eastern Cape, Mbizana municipality. We named it after Winnie Mandela. Yet we are not in power. Through superior logic and the power of persuasion, we are able to convince the majority to do the right thing. So, fighters, we want to make sure that this organization lives forever. Because our people don't have water. You have millions of households without clean water. And those who have water, either the water is brown or black, even animals can't drink that water. So we must make sure that we take over South Africa and make sure each and every household have proper piped water which will be provided to our people by the EFF government. The infrastructure is collapsing all over South Africa because the government of the day is obsessed with corruption than to deliver to our people. People who have clean water are people who stay next to white people. If you don't stay next to white people, you will never get clean water. Meaning clean water is for white people. That's why in Western Cape, there is 68% of households have got clean water. Why? Western Cape has got too many white people. Therefore, where there are white people, there must be clean water. That's why 68% will have clean water in the Western Cape. Where there are no many white people, like KwaZulu-Natal, like Eastern Cape, like Limpopo, there will never be clean water because clean water is associated with whiteness. So we must make sure that we do away with that colonial arrangement and give our people water, because water is life. Without water, we are nothing. Comrades, the issue of gender-based violence must be confronted by all of us. Whether the Zamazamas who raped our sisters are from Lesotho or are not from Lesotho, we don't care. They are criminals and they must be dealt with as such. Their nationality is not important. The South African police must start acting on criminals. Where this rape happened, the police must stop talking too much English. They must go there with clear barricades and barricade the whole squatter camp and get into each and every house, a shack or a house, we don't care. We are looking for rapists here. You are going to have to release this rapist, because if you hide rapists, you are actually encouraging rape yourself. We need a militant program into that squatter camp And we need, because we are told that in that squatter camp, actually the issue of rape is a daily activity. It's only now that it got exposed. But they are raping young women, they are raping old gogos, they are raping all women during the day as they walk. They don't even wait for darkness. They grab them, rape them, they open cases, nothing happens. So we cannot have a capitalist government avoiding this serious issue of gender-based violence. The criminals have taken over the streets. We don't have minister of police. We don't have a commissioner of police. The day we get the minister of police and the commissioner of police, these criminals who have taken over the streets, police must face them toe for toe. If they take out guns against the police must drop them with immediate effect. No criminal must point a gun at the police and come out alive. That is the only way we are going to restore law and order in this country. We cannot have criminals having more rights than peaceful, law-abiding citizens of our country. Let's go and reclaim the streets fighters. Let's make the streets of South Africa safe again. Let us confront criminals. Let's make sure the police stations that do not attend to rape, they are exposed. Criminals commit crime with the police. There is no criminal who commits crime without the involvement of the police. We need to expose the corrupt police in all the police stations, and we must show them a door. Those thugs that raped 8 women, they must know that they did not just commit rape, they killed those women. Because when you rape, you actually kill something inside that person. And that person will live with that forever. They are not just rapists, they are murderers. And we don't want to see them in our streets. They must be confronted, and they must be fought, and they must be locked in jail for a very long time. Comrades, 11,000 cases of rape just between January and March. 11,000. Imagine if it's 11,000 per quarter. What's going to happen in this 2022? All women of South Africa will be raped by December. If we don't do something about it, those of us who have girl children, those of us who have mothers and sisters, we must look at them and say, she could be next if I don't do something. I have to stand up, because I don't want my mother, I don't want my sister, I don't want my daughter to be the next victim of the rapists that have taken over the streets of South Africa. Let us confront the rapists. Let us fight the rapists. And the time is now. There will never be another time to reclaim the streets of South Africa. Let's make sure that there is a proper unit established to deal with violent crimes. You remember 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬, the 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬 manner of KZN that was established to deal with taxi violence in KZN. We need something like that, because the 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬 manner got excited and became law unto themselves. We need something like 𝐒𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬 manner that will respect the Constitution but act decisively against violent crime. We need a unit that will specifically identify these thugs and go after them, because these criminals are known. All the criminals in Western Cape, all of them, they are known by name. They are even celebrated on the streets. Why police are not acting on them, I don't know. In 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐴, you get a person on bail 8 times, same charge, is on bail for murder cases, 8 bails. How can you give a person bail after bail, bail after bail for committing the same crime? There is something, former national chair, with the magistrate of 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐴. They are involved with criminals, and that's why even those who come from the flats, they go to 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐴 to apply for bails, because they know in 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐴 it's very easy to get a bail. If we know of such places, why is there no special established intelligence to investigate the relationship between the magistrate and the criminals, so that we expose even the corrupt magistrates? Fighters, we must make sure that we reduce murder, kidnapping, robberies, drug hijacking, cash in transit haste. We must fight those crimes in South Africa. Comrades, if we don't fight crime, then we must know we are going to become another failed state. But how can we fight crime when a president commits crime and there is nothing that happens to the president? The president had foreign currency, case is opened against him, he's not arrested. The president took our police into a foreign land without case number, the president is not arrested. The president has tortured people in his house, the case is open, the president is not arrested. The president takes a platform and tells us to fight gender-based violence when he was torturing a female domestic worker in his house. A case is open, the president is not arrested. So who's going to be arrested? But more than that, why would a president want to occupy a position of office of the president? A tshwerwe ka morwalo. Ha re ola maqheku a ne a ruta a re leshodu le tshwarwa ka morwalo. Ranko re mothotse ka morwalo a tshwere di-dollar, mara Ranko ha so tshwarwe le today. Le tla president ye ke role model ya ditsotsi. That's why re ka defeate botsotsi ka re tshwere ke 𝐒𝐻𝐤𝐿 sa gangster in the office of the president. But Ramaphosa must know his days are numbered in that office of the president. We must remove him because of unemployment. We must remove him because of the levels of poverty in South Africa. We must remove him because petrol iyatura mo South Africa. What Ramaphosa does, go back to me at the West, instead of finding an alternative oil for South Africans, he will never do that because he's empowering his friends in the West and in America. So we are going to shut down South Africa, and when we do so, all the streets of South Africa are going to come to a standstill, because we must take action against the state of our nation. If we don't do that, all of us President Holomisa, all of us were going to be attacked by an unled revolution. And when we get attacked, we black people who stay in the suburbs with white people were going to become victims more than white people, because when they find us there in the white suburbs, they are going to say, you came here and you forgot about us. We thought you were coming to open a road for all of us. You became too comfortable and sold us out. Before we get attacked, we must take action to restore South Africa back into the hands of South Africans. Comrades, we want our minds back. The president will not give us our minds. We want the monopoly industries back. The president will never give us that. We want our land. The president will never give us that. Comrade, we have tried everything. You say we must be responsible, we must not be disruptive. We wrote questions after questions to the president in parliament. All these leaders who spoke here, ATM, UDM, EFF, have written to the president trying to be gentlemen. The gentleman arrangement did not work. The streets are calling us. We must go to the picket lines. We must show Ramaphosa the door. That is the only option we are left with. We fought the parliamentary way. We fought the court way. Half of the judges are captured by this Ramaphosa. He sealed CR17. Till today, we don't know who gave him money. Now he's sealing the public protector 31 question answers. Now, this president who goes to court to hide from accountability, clearly, these judges are the ones who are inviting him. Come, we'll close it, we'll seal it, come here. The judges must remove themselves from the pocket of Ramaphosa, because if they don't, Ramaphosa will fall, and some of those judges who took CR17 money, who takes money of white capital, they will fall with him. Because I can tell you now, CR17 is going to be unsealed, because Ramaphosa will not be a president forever. And when it gets unsealed, we are going to find a name of a judge inside there. That judge will follow Ramaphosa. We can't have judges in the pockets of capital. Today, public protector is suspended. Why? Because he investigated Ramaphosa. Today, 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬 is suspended. Why? Because Ramaphosa went to Western Cape. He wants to seal the answers of the 31 questions. Everyone who holds Ramaphosa accountable, that person gets suspended or harassed by state security. I want to tell you now, we are not scared of state security. We are not scared of Ramaphosa. We are going to hold him accountable. Uarata, arat, nkwela 𝐒𝐻𝐤𝐤, re tlo e goga, re go bloody nose, khale utswa tšhelete ya rena, bloody fool. Le khodu. A re tlo tshwara ke makgodu. And then, ha re tshwere ke mashodu, ba re ska bua. He le ska bua le tlo tshwarwa. He SARS tlo le lata le ska bua. He di Hawks a batle. Ba ta batla ka SARS ka di Hawks, ka maponesa ka eng. The nose will be pulled from that office of the president. We don't deserve such nose in that office. Comrades, let us defend the EFF with everything. The EFF is the only thing we have. The EFF support public protector. the EFF support Judge President 𝐓𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐤𝐬. The EFF will never be shaken by the regime because we are not in the pockets of the regime. So be rest assured, we will defend the public protector. Whatever happens, we'll always be on her side because we want to protect the independence of that office. Fighters, Swaziland is our home. We need democracy in Swaziland. We must make sure that Mswati collapse. Fighters, we need Russia to rise and defeat the Western powers because Russia has always been a friendly force against imperialism and against colonialism. When they ask you, which side are you on? We are with Russia. Russia is us and we are Russia, and we will never be the friends of the Western powers. We demand that America must remove its illegal economic embargo against Cuba. The people of Cuba, they are going hungry, not because they are not talented, not because they can't do for themselves, but because America has imposed an illegal embargo on the Cuban people. We are in solidarity with the people of Western Sahara. We want Morocco to return the land to the rightful owners of the Western Sahara. We are with the people of Palestine because Israel